Sure. If I saw a horse I liked and I knew it was for sale for a price, yeah, I definitely would.
Yeah, sure, I would invest in the stable if I see an opportunity that I like. I would absolutely.
Between training babies and training racehorses are pretty much ready-made, and it takes a special skill and a lot of patience for young horses. And I think, provided the proper opportunity, a lot of horses can make the races that you never hear of at this point.
There's a big difference. Training racehorses, you know what you're kind of getting into. They've raced before, you know what you got. Training babies is, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. It's time-consuming. It's just you got to teach them everything. They don't know anything. Racehorses are kind of already made, and you just got to do your thing. But babies can be tough.
Fractional ownership is a relatively old ownership situation. It's been done before, but I like the idea of having the opportunity to buy in and sell, or treat it almost like a stock market. You can buy in low and maybe sell high, or buy high and sell high. Who knows? But I like the idea a lot.
I think it's a great idea especially for people that don't have a ton of money to invest, and not to say a ton of money to lose, but it is a gamble, and sometimes people just don't want to take the chance with as much money. So fractional ownership gives people a chance to get involved without laying out as much of an investment.
It's good for the sellers that are trying to sell horses that maybe aren't getting their top dollar. They can keep them back and put them through this program here and keep a piece of the horse and get the money they want for the horse.
I think it definitely is. I mean, there's lots of times the breeders take a big hit at some of the sales. They think they have a nice colt, they raise them, for a couple of years, and they have a lot of money invested. And sometimes, they slip through the cracks, and they don't bring the money that people are hoping to get. And I think it's a good way for everyone to win.
I think babies can be trained in Florida, in Ontario, in Alberta, in Alaska. I don't really think it matters. Horses, Bob McIntosh is in the Hall of Fame. Been training horses in Ontario in the cold winters here for 30, 40 years, so I really don't think it matters.
To me, I think the climate in Ontario is probably perfect for breaking colts. I'm from Quebec, and I feel at Quebec you get pretty harsh winters, but here they're very nice compared to Quebec, so I think it's perfect weather for colts.
I think stable is all the way, it's all in the way that you run it, and Anthony and Amy are hard workers. They're there every day, and they're not afraid to answer any of the questions, and I think you'd be welcome at any time, and you could ask Anthony any question you wanted at any time, and he'd certainly answer it.
I think the website is a great idea, and the communication avenues are top-notch. I think the biggest problem with trainers today and owners is, an owner might send an email or leave a voicemail on Monday, and some trainers don't get back to them until Wednesday or Thursday. And I think it's just, we have to remember that it's their money that's invested here, and they have a lot of money on the line, and we need to treat them like they're, number one. So I think this website gives, the trainer and the owner that opportunity to stay in contact a lot better. The biggest selling points, I think, are the fact that you can get a smaller piece of a yearling and not have to lay out as much money. You're not going to find, the guys that have hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend, I don't think they're going to be investing in this stable. But it's the guy that wants to just get started with a young horse, hasn't had one before, or can't afford as much of an investment. And there are a lot of people that would love to get involved in this game that just haven't been able to afford it. So I think it's a great opportunity for them.
Yeah, for sure it would. I mean, the same as most of the answers. The stable's going to bring people that have never owned horses in. They can see their horse go. They can come to the barn, see the horses, which they could for any stable. But it's just they can take small pieces because of the fractional ownership, and to me it's a great idea, and it's going to generate a lot of new people in this business.
I think it would definitely bridge spectating to ownership, just with the fact that you could own as much as you wanted or as much as you could afford. It would be like going to the casino with a set amount of money. You could say, I'm in for X dollars and watch your investment and hopefully get the job done and get some return and have some fun along the way. Anthony is outspoken. We've wintered beside him this year at the training center. They're there every single day. They're very hands-on. They work well as a team, and their success was proven this year with all of the babies making the races.
I've worked with Anthony. We're brothers, but I've worked with him, and he's really, he doesn't let anyone cut corners. He likes things done a certain way, and he works hard to make sure they're done that way. So. I think he's a good man. He always does good with. He buys a lot of inexpensive yearlings and always has results. So the stats speak for themselves.
I think it's a very good idea. You get owners, consigners, and all kinds of people together in one stable to participate in a great horse racing. I think we'll just get more people involved, and it's a great idea.
I think it's a good idea for all the same reasons. It's going to bring a lot of new people into the industry. that are on the fence. I've never even maybe thought about buying a horse before. So I just think it's a interesting, something new for everyone to get behind and kind of try. We gotta grow bigger as an industry.
I think it's a great idea. We forget how many investors there are out in the world, not only Canada, North America, but in the world. And this really gives a chance for people all over the world to invest a small amount of money or a large amount of money and own a racehorse and possibly make some big returns that they couldn't have made otherwise. So I think it's a great idea.